three, let's go.
Hello everyone and welcome back to a Jace with Jace, a tabletop interview review show for the Black Tower Stories. I am your host Jace, and with me today, a monk of tradition on his own expedition. He's fine with addition through his own admission, but he leaves us high and dry and made Volard cry with his goodbye. To become one with nature is what I would wager, but first he must pass without any crass. So until we meet again with your tracks of a hen, I'm not saying sorry to my good friend Ari. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
It's been a while.
Has it?
Like a month.
Yeah, I would say we have a pretty shallow rotation right now. So I feel like
it's not long in the rotation. It's just long since the last time we did this. Since no D&D.
It's been a minute since we played. This was the first time back in like a month, right?
We haven't fought in like 5 sessions, I feel.
So we haven't fought essentially for like 2 months.
It feels like. I'm pretty sure we fought, but I'm just thinking it feels like that.
It's good.
How have you been since Tuesday, 2 days ago?
I'm sore. I've been working out a lot more and it's starting to hurt. But I mean, also like just character-wise, just trying to think about what's next. So
character decisions.
Yeah.
Character decisions were made by a lot of people last session. Some for the good, others no. We'll get into that later.
I'm about to say who had the bad decisions, but we'll talk about that later.
Who could? No, that was all a good decision. That was calculated risks. Until that intelligence saving throw came into play.
Yeah, that was that. Yep.
Yeah. Well, on to our first question. I'm glad you could be here, and we can finally kick this off. There's no cool, crazy game unless I think of one in the next 30 minutes, which I won't, so I'll be distracted. But with the release of the Dungeons and Dragons movie that has just released today, it's pretty good. I look forward to it. It's definitely going to be the best Dungeons and Dragons movie to have been made. It is a low bar.
I was like, it's not very high. It's not a very high bar to set.
The bar is on the ground. You just have
The bar
to.
is in hell. The bar is in hell. It's in space. In dis. There you go.
We dug a hole and put the bar in the hole. We covered up the hole. We don't know where the bar is. So just travel from one point to another and you'll clear the bar.
The little short preview thing that I saw earlier was not
that
very
janky looking thing.
Yeah, where they just kind of had the characters turning around and just looking at the camera. I was like, oh, this is our preview. And then the trailer. I saw the trailer. I was like, okay. I feel a little bit better.
I saw a comment. It said that the preview looked like an ad for Spirit Halloween or Party City. Like how they dress up in the costumes and then it's kind of slowly turned to show part of the costume. And then it looked about the same quality.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that is someone's cosplay they're wearing right now.
You know what? I'm pretty sure I would have loved for them to have had a cosplayer make the outfits for everyone.
It would have been better.
It would have been better. But the trailer though, I think I saw a Displacer Beast. Did I see that?
The very beginning had that Displacer Beast and a gelatinous cube.
Oh, I guess I missed the gelatinous cube, but the Displacer Beast, I was like, yes, all of that.
It looked like they were in an arena, like they were jumping off to the side. So who knows what that'll mean? They had the black dragon that was in there. It was swooped by. It did its acid breath, which is cool how they did that effect.
I'm excited for it, but at the same time, I just don't want them to cram a whole bunch of just random stuff into the movie just for fan service.
I do. I want as many D&D Easter eggs in there as possible. I want someone to make a reference that can only be known from people in the game, and you would have no idea.
Yeah, I just feel like that's what they tried to do on the first movie, and it was just very unsuccessful.
The one that had, who was it? One of the Wayans brothers.
Yep. That one.
Snails.
Yep, that one. Let's just not repeat that same thing over and over again, please.
The second one was pretty good, but I mean, it was arguably, it's the one that we used to watch when we were playing D&D. We'd watch it every once in a while and put it on. It was bad, but it was still.
It was better than the first one
because the things actually looked like they belonged there. It had a look.
That's fair.
But
I'll give you that.
With that being said, I have one question. I've always had it saved. I've never had a chance to ask it because it was never plot or anything relevant. But it is, if your character was to be cast in a movie, who would play it?
My character?
Yes. Not you.
Who would play Arthur? I have to figure out somebody who would be oblivious or could play oblivious role as well. If Kevin Hart wasn't so short, I would be yo, Kevin Hart could probably do it. But
you just talk a lot.
Michael B. Jordan could probably do it. I would say Michael B. Jordan.
That'd be a good pick. You could find a way to get Ronda Rousey shorter. She is kind of short, so.
Just shorter.
Do the old Gimli trick where it's forced perspective and
that would be good for us all. No, that would be really crazy. That would be crazy for us all.
She doesn't have a very good accent, so it'd be perfect for Ronda Rousey.
No, this all sounds like a man.
That's right.
So that's fine. I think I'm going to stand firm in Michael B. Jordan.
Especially since he looks really good without a shirt on.
Yeah, that. I was just thinking about the acting as a whole,
No.
but yeah, we could go. We could put the shirt off thing. He would play Killmonger. Oof. Yes.
I don't like those weird bumps. It just kind of grossed me out when I saw that. Cause I'm just like a phobia.
Oh, you have
Subdermal
what is it,
shit.
trichlophobia or something like that, where like all the bumps and stuff. Like where,
It
yeah.
creeped me out. But on to some questions that
Okay.
have come in. Mostly, Rab has the first question of why.
Why
I
not?
don't. You ask that question first every time, and now we wonder why.
So like, why would it? Why wouldn't we?
Why not?
There's very good purposes to why, and there could be multiple different options as to why. Because I just damn well feel like it is a good one. Or I was uncertain and just kind of went with my gut. We can go with either one of those.
Okay. We'll go to the next question. That's an actual question. It is: is the movie White Chicks good? I think it's good.
Movie White Chicks was my favorite movie for a long time. Like a long time. As in like if someone were to play a scene, I could quote it for a long time. But I don't know if I could do it now because I haven't seen it in like 5 or 6 years. But that used to be my favorite movie. So yes, the answer is yes. I think it's good.
I can't believe you're a man. White. It was like black.
Oh, the disbelief, the betrayal. Oh, I love that movie so much.
Good
I
for
need to
Terry
watch that.
Crews.
I'm definitely gonna go watch that later now. Thanks for Rap. I'm gonna be watching White Chicks at some point within the next 48 hours.
It had the Wayans brothers in it too, so it was relevant to what we're talking about.
One of the same actors.
Wayans brothers. I am upset that they didn't get like Joe Manganiello in the movie.
He can't be in everything, okay?
He could be in the D&D movie.
He's fine.
The
He's fine.
dude's 6'4" and built like a shit brick house. He could play something in the movie.
Well, I mean, he's not gonna play a barbarian. They already have a barbarian.
Yeah.
So,
On to a question. When did you realize that Volred was in trouble in that fight against the Necromancer?
and against the Necromancer,
Yeah.
after Volred tried shooting Gander, and I could see that he shot Gander. Couldn't realize are you talking about like as a player? As a player, I knew he was fucked as soon as he said the whatever the code word was, and he yelled, and he was the only person up there, and I was like, this is not just a regular enemy. This is obviously something that we have to plan to fight against. And he's the only person standing in front of them. I was not expecting that person to cast 3 spells in a row. That wasn't the thing. But after the second spell hit, I was like, oh no. Yeah, he's in big trouble. But Arthur couldn't see, so no dark vision means that Arthur does not know what's going on and does not understand what happened to Volred. So as soon as Volred started attacking the party, that's when Arthur was like, oh, yeah.
Oh. Shoots once. Oh, man. Shoots twice. Oh.
Oh, yeah. It's probably a bad thing.
Damn. All right.
What about you? When did you realize that Volred was in trouble?
Personally, when he said that, and I knew that he's up there completely by himself, and I saw the map, like, it's going to take me a long time to get up there.
Yeah.
And I'm the closest one.
I was like, it's going to take at least 3 turns to get somewhere close to him.
I got there as fast as I could.
You did. And you mollywopped that Necromancer. You really did. You did some good damage.
Bitching your shield.
And Eric just being like, well, you guys let the Necromancer leave. No. we
tried to kill her.
Absolutely tried to put that bitch down.
It'll be harder next time we see her. It's like, well, we'll also be stronger. I think it balances itself out.
Well, hopefully we'll be stronger. I would hope that by the time we see them next time, we would at least be another level up.
She's on the boat with us. We were going to the same place.
You could just literally transporting back and forth with them the whole time. Crazy.
Yeah, we split the party, not thinking the details of the plan.
Go back and watch. I said this probably isn't the wisest idea, but it's Arthur. So I don't trust everybody to believe or trust Arthur off the bat anyway. But I also didn't realize how wide and how long the rooms were until we actually got put in the battle map.
Yeah.
Because at first I was like, oh no, they're just like a couple of steps away. I could run up the steps and catch up to them. No, they are like, you guys were zigzagged up, and I was like, okay.
My mental image of the ziggurat was more like an Aztec pyramid where there's like one giant staircase that they went up. Like, oh, I could just run right up the stairs. This is no problem. Nope.
I was thinking.
There were zigzags.
Yep. That's exactly what I was thinking. So I was like, I could at least get there. I can get to him in one turn if I dash. Like, I could probably genuinely make it with that kind of formation. But as soon as he put that battle map up, I was like, it was a bad decision. This was a bad choice. Maybe we be a little more descriptive when we're explaining our battle maps.
Serpentining stairway, maybe?
Yeah, not just a ziggurat or like a pyramid-shaped object or kind of structure. So,
Or did ask for clarification twice.
Did? Forward us?
That's what Volred's saying.
I can believe that. I feel like
if I saw the map, I probably wouldn't have let Volred get that far away from me. Like, well, this is getting out of hand.
Yeah, I would imagine that the rest of us who didn't have dark vision probably wouldn't have gotten so far behind on it either. But you know what? He's back. He's alive. He is
handsome as the devil.
Yeah, and we actually get to see his face now. So like there's a positive out of all of that. we know what Volred is actually looking at any point in time.
Consequences of our actions? Ha! I don't believe it. On to another question.
Mm-hmm.
We are kind of going through a lot of characters currently. Did you think we'd go through this many characters with none of them dying, except for Volred, who has not left?
I would say I didn't think we were going to go through this many characters. I definitely expected at least a couple of shifts. So if we were to have maintained the party that we had at the beginning, I fully expected Gorbeck to have to figure something out, and Trevor and his character. And then I honestly thought Gander was just going to stick it all the way out. But life happens, job, things moving, all the other good stuff. So, obviously Gander can make it, or Aaron can make an appearance later on. As for my character, because right now, technically, I just need to go do this little thing. But I'm assuming I'm probably going to be gone for a while.
You're Gorbecking yourself, only it's not the same decision.
My character, probably, I would say about 3 or 4 months ago, there was a hard shift in interest and how the character is played. That changes kind of how I viewed the character and how I wanted to pursue a certain avenue. So I would say 3 or 4 months ago, I would probably say, there was definitely a moment where I was like, I need to switch or do something different. And we have no real healing. we Arthur was okay at doing just the bare minimum and keeping just people barely alive. But we have no healing at all in this party.
We have no major healing.
we just our combination of characters. Though we all played what we wanted to play,
Initially, it was a good build of the party balance. Initially, with 6 different characters, worked. Minor healing across a lot of different classes works. When you whittle it down to one character having
Yep.
minor itty bitty healing, doesn't really work.
doesn't
When
really
the
help.
other characters are either low HP or melee.
Yeah. So with the decrease in numbers, a hard shift in character dynamic is probably needed. Um, I don't think the other members in the party need to shift. I think Izal is a very niche character. Red has some very good story development going on, and I think really Caleb is kind of driving the story right now for us. Um, so I don't see them switching or you guys switching too much, but who knows? We might have another character jump jump ship.
Who knows?
Who knows? But yeah, so we'll see.
Hey, Momos. Twitch sub.
Woo!
Yeah. Papa, yeah. Papaya.
Mod Momo Mod.
Moderator.
Say that.
Well, I think you should play what you want to play. And if I had higher charisma, I probably would have multi-classed by now. Because I can't resist that draw.
What, Warlock?
Gotta get some Warlock in here somehow.
I figured that's what it was. I was like, why? What?
Gotta get some Warlock in this.
I am a big fan of multi-classing. I don't think I have 2 characters, 3 characters in all of the time that I've played that have not multi-classed. And then like the 17 to 20 other characters that I have multi-classed at some point or another. So that's just I am a big fan of multi-classing.
I'm trying to think of a character you've played that hasn't multi-classed. Anaya and Fanara.
One more.
Is it in 5th edition?
No.
Tookie?
No.
I only know like so many names of your thing. Is it Serpentine?
Yeah.
Okay, it's like I don't think we knew what multi-classing was back then. So
Not at all. It was just straight up Drew.
you gotta take negative experience level? What the hell? I don't know what that means. I ain't got time for that. I barely know how fucking fighting worked.
Yeah, no. So Anaya was a rogue, just a pure rogue. Fanara is a divination wizard, pure divination wizard, and then Serpentine was a pure druid. And just in case anybody is paying attention, Serpentine is the one that Arthur is trying to go learn how to be a druid from. So that is my old character. One of my first characters. Actually, I think that is literally my first character that I've played. So full circle.
Lineage, yay.
I wonder if Coco's still around.
Dragon. I assume it would live just as long as you would.
Yeah, almost as
Unless it got really, really dumb and like died.
I mean, Coco was not the smartest dragon.
It's a discount
But-
dragon. That thing had some issues. It was more like a dog, like a giant, deadly dog.
There, you know what? And very loyal to our family. Oh, my mom's probably dead by now. Damn.
My mom died. Well, she's like 8,000 years old. So
And she was consistently drunk.
14,000 years old. Damn. Carry
But
on.
yeah. Yeah, so that, I would say I am a huge fan of multi-classing, but I'm trying to wean myself off of that because you do miss out on a lot of really cool feats and spells and things like that the more you multi-class, because I mean, you're not hitting those level caps. Um, so eventually, I will play a just straight character all the way through to not straight. I don't ever play any straight characters. I will play a character all the way up to level 20 again without multi-classing.
I'm trying. The trick is to make all your multi-classing stats not compatible.
Compatible, so you can't do it at all.
Especially that charisma. I gotta drop that sucker down. It's like I gotta dump a lot of points into this thing. Not gonna happen.
What is that? That is Warlock and Paladin?
Charisma is what I need. I need a 13 charisma. That sucker's an 8. That is three. That is 3 ASIs.
Who knows? You might pull it. Oh well, we don't know about Caleb just yet.
Drink me some Bale Ale.
No,
Speaking of which, onto this question: what's your favorite part from last episode?
My favorite part was the fact that you guys actually let me ramble on for like a good 5 minutes to Tika about my backstory. I thought I was struggling like halfway through that, and I just kept going back and forth between like stuff through the timeline. My second favorite part was the fact that you guys went and did the stupid fucking Bale Ale competition, because Bale Ale has been in almost every single one of our campaigns, and
top shelf.
It has been in almost every single one of our campaigns, and it has wreaked havoc on all of our campaigns except for this one. You guys didn't end up being like completely adept, which was surprising to me. So, and I'm also kind of surprised that Red didn't go for the Bale.
Because you were screaming in the background.
Because it was So, as you know, Stuart is a newer player.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, this is his first campaign, and there were 2 things that I warned him about before starting this campaign. One is just, if you're going to play a rogue, don't worry about sneaking, because it's not going to happen. And then 2, don't drink Bale Ale. And he was like, what is Bale Ale? And I'm like, no, just don't drink Bale. If it ever comes up, don't drink Bale Ale. And he went through a moment of contemplation, and I was like, this is one of the 2 things, the 2 things I said not to do. And so in my back, I muted my mic, and I'm just like, why are you doing this? So, I mean, luckily made a wise decision. Well, I don't know if it was a wise decision, because other people got superpowers.
He would have gotten fucked.
And twice. He would have died in this campaign and then be fucked by Bale Ale. And I'm like, damn, that would be some beginners left.
Teleports him home. Oh. I think my character would have drank it, because they've got really kind of nothing to lose. They're in there for adventure. He's all knows roughly kind of about it, because every fucking Zealot's had a story about it at some point. So this is dangerous, but I could take this. And worst thing that happens, oh, he's all's gone. Well, I'll just make another character. It's I literally am not doing anything, so if I'm gonna do it,
don't open up about your backstory, even though we have tried multiple times.
No, I got open backstory. Ain't nothing there.
You know your name.
Yeah, I do.
We've asked multiple times. What's your real name?
None of your damn business. That's all.
Speaking of which, whose sword is that behind you?
That's the Frost brand.
Oh, okay. Is that Jamie's Frost brand?
He had a very expensive tab. He had to put as a deposit.
Okay. Cool.
Let's go to one of the questions I have, since we're still talking about Bale Ale for it. I have pulled it up. Let's see. Have you played a character who would drink Bale Ale?
So my Rakshasa would probably drink Bale Ale. Tuki would be stupid enough to drink Bale Ale. I haven't played a real dwarf So I wouldn't have like, you know what? Um, I'm gonna say Artie would probably, at some point or another, just get incredibly drunk and just forget what he's doing and drink pale ale. So Tukey, I don't remember, what is my Rakshas's name?
Rakashan?
No, that's just what Eric
That's
called
the
him.
only thing I've ever heard, because I never
Yeah.
played with Rakshasa.
Okay, well, Tukey for sure, Artie or Artemis, and then the Rakshasa. So those would be the three that I would, if anybody would drink pale ale, it would be those three. What about you? Well, we know that your
Zal would
character.
do it. I'm pretty sure Axel drank it at the Elgati Wine Festival, the very, very beginning. Which is weird that it's pale ale, but it's like described as a wine. Why would the elves call it that? Jace would do it because he's a moron.
That's true.
He'll drink anything if you ask him. He's like, drink this. Okay.
Shoshana might do it.
Magnus wouldn't. He'll do a calculated risk, but that's a random magic ability, and Magnus doesn't like random, so he wouldn't do it. Kelder wouldn't. He purposely avoided it and distilled it into very deadly parts.
No, Kelder drank pale ale.
No, he separated it.
Wait, what happened? How did Kelder get incredibly intoxicated that one time?
That wasn't pale ale. That was just us doing wine.
That was just wine?
Yeah, but a lot of it.
Okay, cool.
That wasn't pale ale.
Okay.
I'm not playing any of the characters, I don't think. Vasher might, if he doesn't know anything about it. He might have done it.
Nara would tell Vasher that was a dumb decision, and he'd be like, "What?
Fanara would tell him to drink it.
Fanara would tell him it was a dumb decision, and then immediately be like, "You should do it."
But you should do it.
But you should do it. You, of all people, should do it.
Should test it. Okay.
Why don't you try this out?
It's odd. Okay, sure. I haven't played any of the other characters, so I would say that's it. I can't think of any other characters. To a question. The question for Jace: why no backstory though? Zal has a backstory. It's just not something you can get. It's not really story driven. It's just a backstory. It's nothing that really can come up. I'm here to adventure. That is what I am doing.
So we're never going to get to know Izal, is basically.
You know Izal? I am Izal. You know Izal.
No, we don't know Izal.
Every question you've asked, I've answered, except for what is your name?
Exactly.
That's one question that
That's the one question that has anything to do with your backstory, and you just will not
says
tell
that
us.
Izal is their name.
You already told us that wasn't your real name.
Yeah. And it's also already been revealed in-game why Izal has to talk about it. But somebody wasn't there for that episode.
Okay, but all of us were asking.
Yeah.
I wasn't there. You're right.
Eventually got it. I might have purposely did it because you weren't there.
No, whatever.
You could ask Caleb. He'd probably tell you.
Why can't I? Well, I can't ask Caleb because I'm about to go do this test.
That's right. You're abandoning us. You'll never know. Maybe your next character will get it out of me.
Listen, if I get a chance to play this next character that I have drawn up, you're not going to tell that character. You're not going to tell that character. It's not going to happen.
Okay. Interesting. Speaking of which, with this new character you might possibly be playing, is there anything about it you can tell us?
Anything about that character that I can tell? I'm trying to think of anything that would not ruin the surprise.
Are they a bird?
No, they're not Erica.
Okay.
They're not doing that. I don't. Why would they be a bird?
I don't know. Erica described an NPC while we were walking through that town awfully specifically, and like, it's weird.
Oh yeah. No, that's
unless
not.
it was to lead into your character, possibly. Like maybe.
Yeah, that's not my person. Hold on.
Feet.
I can tell you their race. They're Eldrin.
The elf.
Yeah. So they're an Eldrin. And that's probably about as good as I can get without like the Discord is flipping out right now for me. And I'm trying to mute everything. But yeah, so that's about as good as that's probably gonna get for now.
Eladrin Bounty Hunter. Alright.
But yeah, so they're Eldrin.
Alright. We'll get out of you.
The updated Eldrin, not the old one, the updated one.
I don't.
So if you want to take a look at that and figure that out a little bit more on your own, you can.
I mean, I don't want to delve into it. I don't pay attention to elves.
We know. If it's not a dwarf, you don't really pay attention.
I play humans. Dwarves and humans.
What is your ratio between characters created of how many characters have been dwarves and how many characters have been humans?
The 5th edition?
No,
like before that, like I played 3 dwarves in 3.5. I didn't play anything else. That was Axel, Zale, 4 because Yellick, and then Kelvin, Shortfuse. 2 of those were for like 1 session because they were, I don't know, they just had to make characters. So then I have in 5th edition Jace, Magnus, and Vasher are human, and I have Izal and Kelder. So 5 to 3. 3 is pretty high for me. My next character that's planned, that's for your game, is not either one of those.
I know. I was actually very surprised about that. I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, what is this? This is stepping out.
Oh, I also played a Bugbear.
You did.
Ranger Rick. I'm not going to count like the one-shot ones that were like, but Ranger Rick's been in a couple of one-shots, so I'm going to count him.
That's fair. Okay, I'll give you that.
So it's almost like 50-50. It's 4 to 5.
Almost like it counts. No. Okay.
Alright, on to my next question. You have a necklace of fireballs. It's completely full. Who in the party do you trust the most with it other than yourself? And who do you trust the least with it other than yourself? This could include past party members as well.
Honestly, I would probably trust Gander the most with it because like he wouldn't just use it facetiously. I mean, if we're counting all past party members, Gorbek would be my least responsible pick, but Izal is a close second. Yeah, Izal is a close second. So I'm like, we're not counting Gorbek because everybody pretty much says Gorbek was the one that would be the most irresponsible with stuff. Izal would be the second most irresponsible person with a necklace of fireballs.
I can think of several reasons why.
It's not even a concept that I would have to fight very hard on. It's your character is just the second most irresponsible person.
This would be a question I thought of just now. Out of Gorbek and Izal, who is more likely to drop a bead and fireball themselves on the spot?
Themselves? Like on themselves?
Doesn't.
Like clumsily or like purposely? There's two different dynamics there. Is it going to be like a clumsy, they did it on accident, or the person that would do it on purpose?
Gorbek does that shit on purpose, so I'm not gonna. I would say clumsily, but it really should be the same answer of on purpose.
No, because here's the, and this is the reason why I say Gorbek would clumsily do it. Izal would do it on purpose, and the reason why I say Izal would do it on purpose is because every time I could take a hit, I could take a lot of damage. Blah 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 blah. Watch. I could just imagine that playing out where Izal like has to prove that she is tanky, and would throw a bead of fireball down on purpose to damage herself while she's raging, so that she could prove that she could take a lot of damage. Gorbeck, on the other hand, would just drop the whole necklace and just blow everybody up for no reason.
Whoops.
So,
fuck.
yeah. So those would be my two answers.
I'm in a target-rich environment, but I can only swing my axe twice.
What about you?
In the comments, Momod says Indy's the one you trust least with it.
I don't count Indy.
It's just from the Momod there. I would trust the most Calum, because his understanding of magic, and he strategically puts shit places all the time.
Yeah.
Least trustworthy, other than myself, I say Gorbeck or Mizak, if we're gonna throw one of them in there.
That's good.
Gorbeck and Mizak, any of the small boys that were in a party, other than Gander.
How many small boys did we ended up with so
far?
4.
We count Gander, Gorbeck, Mizak, and Ziggle.
I was gonna say, I know Mizak and Ziggle. We need to get our like auxiliary party together.
We need some more small people to put in that
we
party.
need smalls. We love that. Okay. All right. So you said Gorbeck and then Caleb.
Yeah.
Okay. I can see that.
On to a question: where do you think the campaign is going? What do you think the story is shaping up for? Question for both.
I've been answering a lot up front. You go first.
How do I think where do I think the campaign is going? Where we point it, I mean, we're going to Volrid stuff next, I assume. And that's currently the only plot we're working with. That is just backstory. I guess we could try to get the Lich. Everything else is just kind of fetch quests. I don't know. What do you think the story is shaping up for? I don't know. There's supposed to be like a big bag evil guy coming up or doing something in the background that I bet there's something to do with dates that we're just not paying attention to, or like the weather, because it's been mentioned before that the storms have been either more active or less active. I couldn't remember which one it was.
Yeah.
No idea.
So, I mean, I would say we don't have anywhere that the campaign is going, because the DM has mentioned multiple times that we opted for a kind of free roam campaign with no real desire, no real, like, driving storyline. So I don't think we have anything really set up to go anywhere at this point in time. We're still just trying to learn each other or learn each other's characters.
And then they keep leaving.
And then everybody keeps leaving. I mean, you have your 3 core. You have Red and Caleb and Izal right now, and you guys have been consistent.
Well, one of them's already died. The other one's a wizard.
So pretty much guaranteed to die at some point or another.
The glue that holds us together.
Okay. Where's this? What is it shaping up for? I haven't seen any major connections to any BBEG at this point in time, and so without any kind of guiding factor, really, it's going to be just a clusterfuck of quest, which I'm not mad about. I do kind of hope that there is a little more story development after we get through a certain point, but there's no real hierarchy storyline. So both of those are very hard questions to answer because there are no real answers to them at this point in time.
What's the drive and motivation for the campaign? We really like playing D&D, so we keep showing up.
Yeah. And there has been an inordinate amount of drugs in this campaign. So, you know, maybe that's what it is. We just start our own drug ring.
What's our druid, though?
I mean, yeah, that's fair. I mean, the only thing you're losing out on is like any plant-based drugs, though.
Those are the safe ones. Maybe. This is
It's
a
the
magic
rest.
area. It could be like deadly plant ones you're not supposed to do anything
Yeah.
with. The amount of drugs in this campaign are surprising for Eric. Is the comment. Like, yeah,
Are they? Did we have?
yeah,
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
it's just what drives the characters. With the last campaign, we had very motivated individuals that weren't really sidetracked by stuff. This campaign, we're all about sidetracking. Like, we're looking for tracks on the side to follow. That plot ain't going nowhere anyway. Want it to be like my campaign where this shit's been going on and we're just missing it? Like, well, damn.
Not okay. Like just missing it. No, we managed to completely just derail any like planned action, and like we know that everything is fucking up. Like we absolutely know that there are these major like pain points that are happening within a timely manner. We just don't go there. We just don't go there.
When it's time to zig, you zag.
that campaign, I'm not gonna lie, anytime I miss that campaign and I'm in the group chat just trying to follow along on what's going on, it stresses me out because though my character is chaotic at times, it's not nearly as bad as some of the other players that are in the campaign. And when people get arrested for flying over and pooping on a guard twice because they used their polymorph to do so, when they had a clean stretch to get away, it makes me question a lot of stuff. And then not only that, but when one of our friends, who is the nicest person, our dice goblin in the campaign, like consistently always trying to stick up for other people, starts calling you out by making like because you made stupid decisions. It's like, so you meant to go to prison this last time, like this last campaign? I was like, you know, you fucked up when the dice goblin starts asking questions about your decision making.
You did that on purpose, but it worked. What worked? None of that worked.
So you would say that was successful? I think that was probably the funniest statement that I had ever seen from our dice goblin friend. And it was like, so you think that was successful?
Don't worry. 0 repercussions. Nothing bad will happen.
So good. But I missed that one. So like when I come back, it's just going to be like,
the top-down view you're gonna get of that shit happening. Ah! Ah!
I leave for 5 seconds.
It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? No. Don't. Oh my god.
I'm just gonna talk to Mishra and be like, I'm just gonna be drinking in front of Mishra the whole time. And be like, what are you doing?
Sure, I'm putting a lot back. Gesture vaguely at the thing.
Just look at the pay-per-view table.
Oh dear.
This is what I have to deal with every time.
You have a good point.
But yeah.
On to another question. This one kind of falls into character creation, not necessarily the one you've picked, but just in general. Is there any build or broken build that you've seen that you've wanted to try to do? I know you kind of tried that with the Druid Monk, and it turned out originally like it had planned, and then rulings.
Yeah, the fact that the rulings changed mid-character was a little frustrating. But other than that, I would say there's a Blade Singer archetype that I was looking at one point or another. I don't remember the full thing, but I have it like tucked away in some of my other characters, like in the characters that I've created, that I was looking at. And it would be just to break a one-shot. Like, it's not intended for a long game. It's not intended to play, like, all the way out to, like, level 20. It's just a level 10 character for a level 10 one-shot and just to kind of throw things at the wall.
Hey, look how high I can make my AC. Fuck.
Basically. So, I mean, there are quite a few. I watch a lot of D&D videos about like just optimizing characters. Um, but I would say the Blade Singer one that I saw is probably the one that I would be the most interested in playing when I know that it's a no no limit kind of game. We're just throwing stuff just to play.
That's what I make, just weird stuff. Like King Shark.
Well, you min characters all the time.
Look, if the character's not supposed to survive the one shot, I don't care. Like, I'm gonna make a character, he's gonna be fun, and I'm gonna enjoy him. Sometimes they survive. Why is it effective? He's not. Everyone else in the party is just really effective, so I don't have to worry about it.
That's fair. That's fair.
On to another. I can make broken stuff. It's just not fun. What are you looking forward to as a DM?
Paying you assholes back for all the shit that I had to deal with and all of the characters that I've had to play. So I am, for those of you who don't know, I'm going to be trying to run a game for our group of DMs that rarely get a chance to play, or if they are playing, they're taking a sidetrack from some of their games and doing their own thing. So I am having to make sure that I am up to date on all of my rules and everything like that as well. But I am excited to kind of just fuck with you guys, because this campaign has some weird niche things that aren't common in D&D at this point in time. And so to kind of throw some like weird screwballs at you guys and just kind of see how that's going to play out, it's really fun to me. And then just to really understand the dynamic of being behind the DM screen and having to guide you guys through having to guide you guys through a storyline. I know that you guys are going to derail, and I know that it's going to be difficult to get like you guys back, because the group of people that are incredibly imaginative are going to be at my table. But I also find a lot of joy in that, because it's you guys just being yourselves and playing a character and playing a game all the way through. So there's a couple of things I'm interested in and I'm excited about. But to kind of fuck you guys over a little bit is always going to be one of those like, yes. I just want one moment with each character where I'm like, yes. I have ruined you.
Yay.
So,
Next question. What are you not looking forward to?
having a game full of DMs. That's going to be incredibly rough. Just because, one, I'm throwing this out there, and I know, Alex, you're not intending to do this, but you were the rules lawyer, like backseat driver, for good and for bad. So it always cracks me up, because like you'll be like, as a player, hearing you just remind the DM of like certain rulings, it is the most infuriating thing. But then at the same time, you do it against yourself as well. So it's not like you're just setting everybody else up for failure. You literally are the rules lawyer for equal opportunity. So like,
Hey, mine are rules suggestions. Like, I try to do it quick. It's like, this is what that'd actually be. Feel free to do with that what you want.
yeah, no. So, but like, I'm preparing myself for people who are more intelligent than me in this game to correct me at any point in time. And I've already told all my players, I was like, hey, this is my second campaign to really run. And please correct me when I'm wrong, but just do it constructively. Don't be destructive about it. At least not at my table. Then put me off to the side and be like, you kind of fucked that up. So I have to lower my pride a little bit to just be ready to be like, okay, no, I was wrong at that. So
I don't have to say anything. I think I do it. Typically, I do that for like the one shots. Like, oh, it's up to you, man. Shoot me.
even in this campaign,
Yeah, but it's a campaign. I want some semblance of rules. Especially when like darkness is getting involved, because if you don't follow certain rules, then encounters can be absurdly harder, and you're only like, why is this so hard? So, well, because you're not following this particular rule.
Yeah.
So, this guy's broken because for some reason he doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity when he's clearly just walking away.
Yep.
Or, like, in order to provoke attacks of opportunity, you need to be able to see the creature. So in darkness or invisibility, you never provoke attacks of opportunity. Which is handy when someone's blinded.
Yeah.
Forced movements and I don't know. I don't have to do it. I'll remind you when you're doing something to me. It's like, yeah, you should be. I should have that save at disadvantage because I didn't see it.
That's fair.
Yeah, first session dead. Yeah, hey. Slide out number 2. I didn't make a backstory yet. I didn't get that far. But this is character.
Yeah. It's okay. You have about a month, so figure it out.
I think with backstories for characters, for backups, that hard.
You're fine. You're fine. You'll be all right. Well, maybe not. Your character has.
I've fucked.
You have some unique difficulties, but yes, you'll be good.
Momo commented, "I play to survive. I DM to tell a story. Very different things for me." This comments here. Incredibly imaginative is being used to describe the guy who's playing a human fighter. That's what Momo picked.
Momo did pick a human fighter.
Like, how are you gonna pick a character no magic at all? That's gonna be boring. I'm playing a character with no magic. This is boring. Although technically I have magic now. It's not good.
Also, I mean, you never know when you just need somebody who could just wreck face and not have to worry about magic.
I'm sure that'll never come into play.
It's nice to have that backup there. So you keep doing you, Momo. You keep doing you.
So we're getting close to the end. So we've gotten a little bits of information out of the 3 remaining party members, not including yourself because you've walked away. Oh, you could include yourself. Who's next on the Deadpool?
Next on the Deadpool. I would like to believe that Arthur is going to survive this trial of Earth. So I'm not going to say Arthur is going to die. I will say Red has made me very cautious of his character, only because he's been doing this like short-term memory thing, and I think that has something to do with him dying and not having like all of his memories or having the like cognizance to function. So I fear like that's going to impact him in battle at some point. But Izal is the person that will literally run headfirst into fights and just get mollywopped for a long period of time. And has had very close encounters of being dead.
Yeah.
But Caleb has also actually dropped. So I'm not going to say it's a tie just because that's not fair. That's a cop-out.
You got to pick one. Those are the very few rules we have here at my town.
No, I know. I'm still going to go with Izal. I think Izal at some point or another is going to bite off too much.
Oh, when all you have is a hammer, all your problems start looking like nails.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say Izal. That's my final answer there.
All right, fine. Yay! It's like the 3rd time I've been voted for on that.
I think I'm the one that has voted for you every single time.
Probably.
I know I've done it at least twice. This time and one time before. But I don't know if I was your favorite.
Like you bring up the character playing short-term memory loss up when it could just be Rab not remembering how his character works temporarily because it's been like a month.
Rab takes very good notes.
Takes notes?
So,
I ain't got no notes.
Yeah.
Well, I do have notes.
Rab has notes. He has a notebook and everything, and he takes very good notes. So it's not, I don't know if it's necessarily him not remembering everything, but I think it actually does have something to do with his character kicking the bucket.
Well, we're coming near the end again, so I'm going to have to need you to roll me one of them there D100 percentiles.
For them D1 Majiggers.
Yeah.
I don't have my die with me, so I'm going to have to do this one.
You're not allowed to play D&D ever again.
Oh, no, I have them. It's just not right here. All right. 26.
26. Ooh. An eye appears on your forehead for the next minute. During that time, you have advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on sight. You have the third eye.
Oh, so I just turned into Doctor Strange?
There, right there. Except for, like, magic.
Magic right here. I could deal with that.
Poke you like this.
But it's only for a minute?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I could do with that. It's not a permanent fixture.
Sunglasses are useless.
You get the trifocals.
Just a really big visor.
But yeah. Cool. I don't know. There could be some very good uses for that. But it's only a minute. I guess I feel like it's kind of like a waste.
Oh,
I feel like
it's temporary magic, not permanent magic.
Okay. That's fine.
All right, everyone. Thank you all for coming. I really have to go. I hope you liked watching this really crappy show. So please like, follow, and subscribe is what I'm supposed to say. And as always, we'll see you next Tuesday. Goodbye. Good night. Mwah. Auf Wiedersehen. Guten Tag. German words.
Yours, 2 tools of the ta-ta. Ciao for now.
Boobs.
Walking hand in hand on the ocean floor, down deep we wonder. Louder we sing, no there is no cure.